Today I am going to teach you the basics of electronics. First of all, we will start with electronics, that is what is electronics, what is electronic devices, and what are different types of things associated with electronics. So first of all, we will proceed like that. The branch of engineering which study the flow of electrons in anything, that may be gas, that may be semiconductor, that may be conductor, or that may be anything which facilitates flow of electrons, is known as electronics. Means what we can say that electronics is the branch of engineering which deals in flow of electrons, and we will study the flow of electrons in different devices, different materials, different metals, and so on. So let's proceed with different types of electronic devices and use of electronic devices. First of all, what is electronic device? Electronic device is a device which deals in the flow of electrons, or we can say that the electronic device provides path to the electrons from one place to another place, or from one point to another point. This is all about electronic devices. Now, different types of electronic devices are used in different things. Suppose that we will proceed with the different uses of electronic devices. So first, rectification. Rectification is a action in which we rectify some signals. Like suppose that we have some signals in this way, like this is sinusoidal signal, and we can convert after rectification. Suppose that this is your rectification process, then we will find this type of signals. So for second half, or we can say that negative parts of this signal has been cut off in this. So we can say that rectification can be done by using electronic devices. Amplification, this is the major application of electronics. Suppose that we have some weak signal, suppose that we have a small signal coming from some source, and we need to amplify it, we need to make it loud, we have to make it large signal. Then what we can say that we can say use some amplifier, and amplifier will amplify the signal. Suppose that we have a small signal of very low value like this one, and then when we will proceed with this, that is amplification process, then we will find this type of signal, and the amplification or the output signal depends upon the amplification factor of this device. What is amplification factor? I will show you in different in next videos. Now, the control, different types of control actions are made by this one, by using electronic device. Suppose that we have to control the some counting, some counters, or we have to control the appliances in this classroom. Then what we can say, we can use some electronic device which will control this type of devices. So control action is also provided by this one, what we can say, electronic devices. Next, generation. Some different types of frequency can be generated by electronic devices. Some different types of signals can be generated by electronic devices, or we can say that any signal can be generated by using some electronic devices and some other periphery devices. Now, the conversion. This is the major application of electronics. So, what will be conversion? Some form of signal can be converted in different form of signals. Like suppose that we can convert some electric signal in the form of light signal. Like in this room, we are using some different sources of light, and these are not actual the light. Actual the signal we are electric signal, and we have converted by means of some bulbs, by means of some other devices, and we are getting this light form of signal. And if you want to convert some this one light signal into electric signal, then that may be also possible. So we can say that different types of uses are there of electronic device, and right now we are in the era of electronics. Anything, whether we are using our mobile phone, whether we are using our computer, whether we are using some accessories like Bluetooth, anything, in every device we can find that different types of electronic action, different types of flow of electrons is associated with these devices. Now, what is electrons? The tiny particle which creates the flow of current in a matter is known as electrons. So, what we can say that electrons is the reason to flow of a current. We also know that the electrons, protons and neutrons are present in any matter, and electrons are negative charge, proton is of positive charge, and neutron is of no charge. So now the charge of an electron, how much charge an electron contains, this is known as E is equals to 1.602.10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and coulomb is the unit of the charge. Next, mass of an electron, m is equals to 9.0 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. These points are important for calculation purpose. Suppose that we are going to know about the charges on of a matter, and we know that how much electrons are flowing from that matter, then we can calculate using these points. Next, radius of an electron, r is equals to 1.9 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Next, E by m ratio. This is most important thing, that is E by m. That is a charge divided by mass ratio of an electron is known as 1.77 into 10 to the power 11 coulombs per kg. Now, the current is most important thing in electronics or electrical engineering. So we can define the electric current as the directed flow of free electrons is known as electric current. Here the directed, if the flow of electrons is not directed, then this is not your electric current. So what is the meaning of directed and non-directed? So let's proceed that electrons is flowing in any direction, then this cannot be termed as electric current. But if we provide some path like this, we are using some conductor and electrons passes from here to here, then we can say that the electrons create some electric current. So this is all about electrons, and we will see in next video about the atomic structure of matter. And atomic structure of matter is most important point of electronics, because if we don't know about the matter, the atomic structure of any matter, then we cannot predict the behavior of electrons in that matter.